Andrew King here, Canadian Musician Magazine, 25th edition of East Coast Music Week here at the Delta Halifax in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm here with Andru Branch, a local reggae artist based here in Nova Scotia. New disc just came out. Is it officially released right now?
It is released. Came out actually last summer, and then we just did an official launch for it in Toronto 2 weeks ago.
Which I want to ask about. Disc is called Step Into the Light. A lot of awards and accolades already, which I'd love to hear about. But yeah, first off, reggae. I mean, I had a chance, as I was saying earlier, to see you when I first moved out to the coast here on a really big, well-lit stage with a killer PA. I think it was, what, an 8-piece band maybe that night?
Well, I typically work with a 7-piece band, but we did have the wonderful addition of the ukuleles.
Oh yeah.
So that took the 7-piece band to a 10-piece band that night. Yeah. So it was full.
I bring that up because it was a great set, and it like pure reggae in every sense of the word. What I want to know is, I mean, we're here at East Coast Music Week. Maritime's traditionally associated with a lot of different genres of music. Reggae really isn't one of them. Would love to hear a little bit about your experience sort of carving out a niche for yourself and your act in a market where that's not really a style with a solid foundation.
Well, I actually found it really refreshing when I read an article in the Coast this morning, and the beginning of the article was debunking the myth that maritime music is all Celtic traditional music, because it's very clear that Canadian musicians, East Coast Atlantic musicians, have spread around the world because there's such amazing talent here in many diverse different styles. I also think that we get to, as Atlantic Canadians, we get to take this plethora of different influences, and in turn it influences our own music. So I'm making traditional, authentic roots reggae music, and I'm able to put different influences and different spins on it, which makes it, unique to Canada and interesting.
Bingo. Yeah, and I certainly didn't mean to pigeonhole, although. But really, I mean, there's a small metal scene here. When it comes to reggae, I'm hard-pressed to think of contemporaries like who you would be able to really build that scene with. Who else is out there doing something maybe not even similar, but in the vein that you are, that you've aligned yourself with so far?
Well, I have to say you're quite correct. There aren't any other reggae bands on the East Coast that I'm aware of. I think that there's one in Fredericton. I know about the Idlers in Newfoundland, but outside of that, there isn't a lot going on. So I've been just trying to hold the helm, if you will, and I think the amazing thing is the response has been incredible. Like we every time we play, people leave feeling uplifted, and that's really what I'm trying to do. So.
Yeah, you were talking about the release a week or so back. Folk Alliance International Conference was up in Toronto for the first time in a while. I understand that you launched an Indiegogo campaign to be able to get yourself there and really make an impact with the band. We were talking earlier, you mentioned that you landed a full-time booking agent, also had some interest in management. Would just love to hear your thoughts on, first off, the importance of attending events like Folk Alliance or ECMAs, and secondly, how you make sure that you're capitalizing on the potential opportunities that are there.
Well, yeah, I think that these conferences are really invaluable to an artist's career development. I've been coming to the ECMAs and the Nova Scotia Music Week ever since I came here, 12, 13 years ago. And it's very much getting to know people. The Folk Alliance talks about how they hire their friends. So basically you need to network and become friends with these people, because it's a people-based industry. It's all about who you know and who says, oh, I really like this group and you should check out so-and-so. And, people forget that. People think that, I'm just going to put up a YouTube video and become a star or whatever. It really takes networking. It really takes building relationships. And and you know, especially coming from the East Coast, people always are saying if you're nice and kind, and people want to work with you. People want to work with people that they like. So that comes back to we hire our friends, you know. So it really is important to be to generate a community and become part of it. So that said, there's so much music in the world today that it's really hard to be recognized and really hard to kind of rise to the surface. So therefore, when you're at an event like this, you get the exposure that you need, so that you might not get otherwise.
I've got to say real quick, the proof is in the pudding, because after seeing Andru perform in the past and being impressed, we just happened into each other on an elevator, and now here we are chatting. So there you go. I mean, it really is all about just being friendly and yeah, putting your best foot forward. Anyhow, Step Into the Light is the name of the disc. We'll throw up some links to, drive people to check out the songs, but otherwise, yeah, hope the rest of your week goes well. ECMW 25 here in Halifax. Thanks, Jordan Cameron.